Welcome
Good.
to a 5 to 50 football podcast with me, Adam Farrell, the Man United fan. Come on, great week for us. And of course, my co-host, Michael Grantham, the Arsenal fan. Hello, Mike. How we doing?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. I've had a bit of a day, to be honest with you.
I was going to say, are you good? Tell the listeners about your amazing day.
I'm struggling, Adam.
When I say listeners, of course, I
Yes.
just mean Tom Cox. Only listeners.
Yeah, it's been a good day. Day one of our holiday. So listener, you don't know, but me and my family are on holiday this week. And we've decided with a 2-year-old and a 4-month-old to drive to Edinburgh for a week in Scotland, which on paper sounds lovely, but when you factor in one of the kids gets car sick and the other one screams all the time he's in a car, probably a bad idea. And we broke the journey up a little bit, left my parents' house at 3:00. It's a 2-hour drive from there to where we're staying tonight, and we got here an hour ago, which is about 8:20. So 5.5 hours to do a 2-hour journey. We had to stop at every services. If there's a services on the M6, I have frequented it today.
Wow, fantastic. Can you rate the services? What was the best services you went to?
To be honest, Kiel is it got a big plus for me. It's a welcome break. Yeah, worth a visit. It's one of those ones, where you got like northbound or southbound, and it's got like the flyover.
Little bridge,
you got like a KFC at one end, Burger King at the other end. Your amenities on the ground floor. Lovely little services. Would recommend.
Excellent. Well, sounds like an excellent start to your holiday, which is
it's a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, Mike's very happy that he's been able to go downstairs and go to the pub and have a pint and talk about some football for a bit, because I think
just ran out there.
Tensions are high in the Grantham car, so that's why we're doing a shorter episode this week. So we did think about cancelling it, but we thought, we can't let our one listener down. He's messaging us every week.
There's one person who listens to this. We got to show up.
We've got to show up. We usually do shout-outs for people who've followed. This week, we won't do the shout-outs. We will do them next week. So anybody that we've missed...
Should we roll them over?
We'll roll that over. We'll do that next week. So, yeah, if you followed us this week, next week you'll get a shout-out from there. But what a day. What a day to be a Man United fan.
Football.
Honestly. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
You must be buzzing.
Yeah, like what a result. I didn't see it coming, really, that we'd win this game. I thought that we'd probably lose. But there's loads of good stuff to talk about with the game. Obviously, we won. Beat Liverpool, little bastards. You're quite close to Liverpool, aren't you, Mike? So you have to be careful what you say at the minute.
Yeah, I'm in a hotel lobby here, about 10 minutes from Liverpool. So I'll hold my last breath.
Well, I think we should probably start with the contentious thing. I don't know if you've seen this, Mike, because obviously you've been travelling and screaming babies in your ear.
I've missed most of it today. I know the result, but that's about it.
Yeah, so obviously we scored in 2 minutes from Bruno getting a goal. But basically there's a lot of controversy about it. So
with that,
before that goal was scored, there was a collision like on the halfway line, and somebody went down with a head injury or holding their head, like considered a head injury. But the referee didn't stop play, and then we went on to score the goal. So I think in the main, everyone's saying that actually that goal shouldn't have stood and the ref should have stopped play, which obviously scored the first 2 minutes at Anfield. Couldn't ask for a better start, but realistically, that goal maybe shouldn't have stood.
So was it a genuine head injury, or is it one of those ones where the guy goes down and he's hit his knee?
It was a head injury, so he did hurt his head. He did hurt his head, but he didn't get taken off with concussion or anything like that. So I guess the issue people are saying is with any head injury, you should stop it, because if there's any inconsistencies with how you manage head injuries, at some point the worst will happen, and it should be managed better. I mean, honestly, I couldn't give a flying fuck. I'm very happy. It was scored.
The ball went in the net.
Yeah, exactly. They all stand. So amazing start. I mean, you look at the stats of the game, obviously Liverpool did dominate possession as expected. Anfield was like 68% or something like that. They had the most shots. But what I really liked is Lemens in goal. So he did really, really well again. So back-to-back games he's done well. So I was impressed by him. We might actually have a decent goalkeeper, which could be incredible if we actually have that. Cunha, I think, deserves a shout-out. So Cunha has... I think in the games, it's fair to say that he's played so far that he's played well, He hasn't been like absolute standout, but today he was great. Like he worked his ass off, like deserved a goal probably just because of his work rate that he put in. So he played Cunha basically as the number 9 essentially for this one and a sort of bit of rotation. But he was really, really good.
Yeah, I was going to ask, what did you think of the lineup? I saw, was it Mason Mount at false 9? Our friend Mason. He gets a mention
Yeah,
every podcast.
he got he sort of rotated with Cunha. So Cunha actually was probably mostly as a 9, and Mason Mount was probably out on the left a little bit more, which Mason, like I said, friend of the podcast. I think this is the perfect game where you have to start Mason Mount because if you're going to do any pressing at Anfield, you need Mason Mount in that team to do that.
He's your guy.
I
Yeah.
won't lie. When I looked at the lineup, and obviously we play with Bruno and Casemiro in that midfield too. I was like, they're just going to get run over here.
That's some
They're going
old
to be,
legs there.
yeah, they're going to be so leaky. Well, Bruno would just bomb it forward when and then Casemiro on his own. He's either going to give away a red card or penalty or
Yeah.
something. But they did okay. They did okay. And again, Ahmad at fullback, which was not my favourite position for him, but he can definitely do a job there. They obviously set up the goal for the first goal.
He's kind of got to do a job there, hasn't he, really? Because if he's going to play for Amorim, it's got to be there, isn't it? He doesn't play with wingers.
No, he doesn't fit anywhere else in the team unless you played him as like one of the front 3 that Amorim will play with. Like you play him in number 10 and maybe out wide a bit more. But you're right, yeah, that's going to be his place. And we didn't start Dorgu either, so yeah, he didn't start the game. Came on a bit later. So yeah, the lineup. I'll be honest, when I saw the lineup, I was like, crap, we're in big trouble here. But I've done that a few times with Amorim. Like he doesn't play the
like
lineup that I think. Yeah, was because got mostly
these
shit
guys
players,
again.
haven't we? Yeah, yeah, absolutely. That's all we've got. But what the biggest thing I loved, and I'm a big fan of him, big old slabhead, Maguire. I love Harry Maguire, and he's got so much stick from United fans, England fans, all the fans in the Premier League. But he just always turns up and gets his big old head onto it. They're right at the death there. What a way to win! I'm so happy for him. Sorry.
My mate John, who I think he's due a shout. I think he's followed the podcast this week, so he'll get a shout out when it's due. But he texted me to say Harry Maguire, if he worked with Nicolas Jova, who's Arsenal's set piece coach, he'd get 40 a season.
Oh, yeah,
which I think is quite accurate on that big forward.
Yeah, it's like a
He'd
magnet.
Be banging them in.
It's outrageous.
It's a bit of the Gabriel effect, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, definitely a couple of big calls from Amorim as well. He didn't start Sesko, obviously, either. And he's obviously got a couple of goals.
Tesco's on the bench.
Tesco's on the bench. Yeah. So yeah, I'm so happy for Harry Maguire. That is such a great result for him and for us. And actually, you look at the table now and you go, hello, there's a few good things happening.
I knew this conversation was going to...
It's whatever United gets excited about.
Are we back? Are we back?
Are we good now? I think we might be good now.
Are we the bad guys?
Well,
so where does that put you?
What are we? 8th or 9th, maybe? I'm getting excited about 8th or 9th.
Okay.
But there's some context surrounding that as well. First of all, it's about wins for Ruben Amorim. So first time that's happened, absolutely buzzing.
Is it?
First time, yeah, in the Premier League. First time we've won back-to-back with Amorim. First win at Anfield in nearly 10 years. That's insane.
I saw that. That's big.
Insane. So maybe, just maybe, you'd go, could be turning the corner here. You never know. I say this, and then we'll go to Brighton next week, and Danny Welbeck will come and just do us over.
I really hope that happens. That would be excellent. But it is like, I think you can't understate the importance of like winning those big games, especially away, because like they have a lasting impact, not only on the fans but on the players as well. When you lost, was it 7-0 or 7-1?
We lost 7-0 2 years ago to Liverpool. 7-0. Yeah.
Like that had an impact. Like, okay, yeah, it's one game, you lose one game, but losing like that is a real sort of marker of how good Liverpool are and how bad United were at the time. Winning the game, like especially going to your like big rivals ground and winning, it will have an impact, I reckon. I'm not saying you're going to get like top 4 or anything, but maybe Amorim's starting to get his message across. Who knows?
Well, we are only 2 points off top 4 and 2 points off Liverpool now. Yeah,
There you go.
We were a couple of pods ago, weren't we? Liverpool top of the league, and we are saying how Arsenal's going to catch them. How are United going to catch them? We're only 2 points behind them now, mate. Check us out.
It's not far away, is it? What about Liverpool then?
Yeah, it's pressure time. That's 4 games they've lost in a row now,
Not good, is
which
it?
is not good, not good at all. What do you
It's
think it
kind of
is? Because they've got amazing players.
yeah. Well, so I think first of all, it's like bedding in the new players because they've bought loads of new players, but they've not bought the right new players. The players they've bought just don't work. I think I
They're
read
broken.
earlier Frimpong. Yeah, like so I read Frimpong came on for Salah or came on the right or something, and maybe Salah moved up front. I haven't seen it, so I could be completely bullshitting it. When he came on, he wasn't playing right back. So they've bought this guy to play right back who's not a right back. That makes no sense. Which means Szoboszlai has to play right back, even though he doesn't want to. They've got 2 centre-backs and no one else. They've got 1 DM and no one else. And then they've got like 400 really good attackers. Like there's no balance to the side. And this is the weird thing. Like Liverpool historically have been by far and away the best squad builders in the last like 10 years. Like when they sold Coutinho, they did exactly what they needed. They took that 100 and whatever 30 million and bought 70 million Van Dijk and 60 million Allison, and they were incredible. But now, like they've sold a load of players, got a load of money, and they've just sort of I don't know what the strategy is. Like I guess part of it is future thinking with Salah, future proofing, because they know Salah's going to go in a year or two, so they want more attackers. But they haven't bought a straight sort of replacement for him. They haven't bought a replacement for Trent, which is the big one, I think, and they haven't got any cover like in the central defensive areas, DM and centre back. So like they've just got these massive holes in the squad, and they're just easy to run through. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's great.
Oh, I think you're right. I think if you went back and looked at all of Liverpool's Premier League games this year, and could you look at any one of those and say they genuinely played really well? Maybe
I
one.
think they've not
Really done that.
conceded a goal twice. So I think they've got 2 clean sheets this season.
Right.
And by
Okay.
comparison, like we've got who are probably their main rivals. We've got 5 in the league or 6
5?
in 8 games. 5, 5, 10, 5. Shout
I don't
out
know.
if anyone knows what film that's from.
Yeah. Put a comment if you get it. Then
Yeah, let us know in the comments, Coxie.
yeah. Well, it looks really bad at the minute, doesn't it, for Slot? And I think
It
you're bang
does.
on with all
I
the
think
players.
yeah, it's safe to say like that it was a blip originally, but I think like they've got to go back to the drawing board and they've got to focus on trying to get top 4 now. I don't think that's even sort of nailed on, especially if they lose one of those players I was talking about a minute ago. Like, say Van Dijk, it's unlikely. It could happen. He's 33, 34. If they lost him for, say, 6 weeks, they could be in real trouble. I think they've got Slot's got some managing to do now. He did see. I think the best thing he did last season was just like let the team be the team because they were already really, really good. Now he's kind of putting his own stamp on it, and obviously he needs time to do it. But they need results pretty quick now, don't they? They've lost. Is it 3 in the league in a row now?
Yeah, and 4 in all competitions. Here's a question for you though. Is Slot proving that actually he's not a very good manager? Because he took over a a great side that Klopp built, and he basically just did what Klopp did, a little small changes, and then he's had his first opportunity to do what he wants to do, and it's gone to shit.
I think he's kind of proving that there is either it's crossed wires between him and like the owners or the sporting director or whatever, or like the recruitment strategy is not right because whatever they've done, I can't see what the plan was behind those signings. So I think it's too early to say he's not a good manager, but I don't think like overall kind of bigger picture recruitment strategy is going the right direction because it just seems a bit. I think I said it on the last pod. It seems a bit football managery where it's just like buy all the best attackers and don't worry about the rest of it.
Yeah. Does feel like he's been exposed, but then this could be overreaction, right? Because it all might just slide into place, and then they might come back and
That's it.
do
If
amazing.
Isak and Verts and Ekitike and Gakpo like find form, they'll just win every game like 5-2. Like they could easily smash loads of teams.
But like, give us some credit here for ourselves, because we are amazing pundits, obviously. But so we did the first pod. If anybody listened to the first pod, we did our sort of
Yes, this is
takes
a good point.
for the start of the season. So my hot take was that Isak would be a flop, and so far It's coming true.
You also, I don't like bigging you up, but you did also say that you thought Salah was overrated, didn't you, or something, or that you thought he was
I
going to
did.
drop off or something?
Well,
Yeah,
I said Salah's overrated as a player. I don't think he's world class. Obviously, his numbers last year were incredible, but I just found like everything was made to flow through him. And now all of a sudden he's got his big contract. I don't find him exciting to watch. Like I don't go, oh wow, what's Salah gonna do with the ball? It always feels like he just sort of runs really quick, small legs, and then he just ends up fumbling it in. Um,
I shit
Probably
myself when he's got the ball.
do you? I don't
I'm
know.
just waiting for him to like bang it in the top corner.
Nah, terrible, mate. I knew he was rubbish from the start. Pulled him out. Pulled him
Man,
out.
also my prediction in week 1, which you cut out of the podcast, was Liverpool aren't going to win a trophy this season.
He
That was my
did.
prediction.
He did say that.
Yeah, here we
That
are.
is a big prediction.
Well.
Well. The palest
How
pundits
the
are.
turntable.
Another quote. Where's that from?
Yeah,
Okay, great. Well, yeah. Hopefully Liverpool's demise continues. Because I think it's in
we're
both our
enjoying it.
interests.
We're here for
Yeah,
it. Yeah,
it's great. Okay, well, let's touch on Arsenal then. So boring.
yeah.
This is where everyone
Come
switches
on,
off. You're so
set
boring
pieces. Love it. It's just
every time
control.
it's a
It's
set
like
piece.
utter domination. Yeah.
So, talk me through. Was it like you dominated the game, or were Fulham
Uh,
was like quite close and you just sniffed on a set piece?
no, we definitely deserve to win the game. Like, for 70 minutes, we like absolutely dominated. The first sort of 15, 20, we actually started really well. We were a bit sloppy. Like I made notes throughout the game, and the first thing I put was you could tell they've not trained together for 2 weeks because like there were passes going astray that were pretty straightforward, getting caught in possession and stuff. And Fulham had a good few shots. They were a bit wayward with their shots, but had a few opportunities early on. Harry Wilson missed a decent one. But then after that, I think they had 2 shots or something for the rest of the game, and we had 19 or something. We didn't create massively like big chances, but we definitely deserved to win the game. I think it was XG was like 2 against 0.5 or something like that in our favour. And you know how much I love the underlyings.
The underlying numbers. That's interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a tight pitch at Craven Cottage, so they're always hard to break down. And after those first 20 minutes, they basically just sat 11 men behind the ball. So we basically didn't have a lot of space. The middle of the pitch was really congested, so it was going to be a set piece or like a moment of individual brilliance from Saka or something, which the goal sort of was because the cross was brilliant. But yeah, we weren't going to run through them because that's not how Fulham play against us. Like they've been really good in the last couple of years against us because they sit deep, they hit us on the counter. They've been like super clinical as well against us. Like they have one shot and it's in. And there was a moment, I think it was in the first half, where Josh King, the young like 18-year-old lad,
He's
the
doing well,
English guy,
yeah. Whenever I
looks
hear
really
Josh
good.
King, I
He was,
automatically think of the United player from like years ago who was like doing
yeah,
like
yeah.
couple. I
The
was
guy
like,
played for
has he
Bournemouth.
popped up again? Yeah.
Different guy. He's Norwegian.
Yeah. Yeah, he is, yeah.
Yeah, so he was on the right. He was on the right wing, and he cut inside and he went for a cross and he kind of shanked it, and it was just like it was going over Raya's head into a bit David Seaman-esque. And I swear to God, last season that just creeps in and catches Raya out, but he got back and kind of parried it over the bar. And as that was going, I was just thinking, this isn't 0-0. I was thinking that's going in. They're going to go 1-0 up, and this is going to be like pulling teeth trying to get an equaliser and then a winner. But Raya got back, parried it over, and then we sort of settled down and we did what we do: score set pieces. Weren't really threatened after that. Like we controlled it pretty well. And then obviously the big talking point was the penalty or the non-penalty. Sorry.
Okay. Well, talk us through that then, the penalty situation.
So this was, I think it was pretty quick after we went 1-0 up. Saka was fouled in the box. The ref gave it, and VR said, nah, basically. So
Referees
Saka
against
was,
Arsenal again. Referees against Arsenal. We're so
yeah,
hard
I've
done
got
by.
loads of notes on it, mate. So yeah, Saka he was cutting across the sort of the right-hand corner of the box. It was a completely like nonsense tackle. Like it's one of those ones where if that, the corner of the box is there and he just briefly goes into the box, and as he was in the box, I think it was Kevin, that Brazilian guy, he sort of lunged in, took Saka's knee out with his knee, and then kind of pokes the ball with the very end of his toe. Saka goes down, ref gives a penalty. So it's one of those like totally unnecessary attacking player challenges in the box where he's just sort of lunging for the ball. He got the ball, so he got a toe on the ball, but that was after he barged into Saka's knee, knocked him over. And yeah, the ref gave it, VAR looked at it, called him over, and obviously once they called him over, that was it. He reversed his decision. I think it was Anthony Taylor.
That's an interesting point. Do you think people are too obsessed with like getting a toe on the ball? Because you're right. If you go through a player and they can get the ball, it's still a foul.
So there's this season in the Premier League, it's like, oh, he's touched the ball, so he can do what he likes. That's not how it works. If you foul the player, you foul the player, whether you get the ball or not. Like I could 2 feet into your studs, into your shins with my studs, and then once I've done that, my foot could catch the ball as it's rolling away. It's still a foul, still a red card. Like it doesn't. If you get a little toe on the ball, it's the same with Nick Pope against when we played Newcastle with the Gyökeres non-penalty. He touched the ball, but he takes Gyökeres out first. Like if you take the man out, it's a penalty, or it should be a penalty.
Yeah, I think it has to be really clear that you took the person out first, right? And that's why it's really difficult in a slow motion, because if somebody's coming in and they might freeze the frame and they're touching the ball, but the player's not, you can't see the other player that's gone down yet. Yeah. It's very difficult, isn't it, to not give that as a
and they had like it looked like they were showing Anthony Taylor still images of like, look, there's his toe on the ball, change your decision kind of thing. And if you see a picture of it, you probably will reverse your decision. It didn't look like they looked at the fact that I was going to call him Anthony. What's his name? Kevin. He comes across and his thigh goes into Saka's thigh, and then the end of his foot pokes the ball away. Like he's already knocked Saka over once he touches the ball, so it should be a foul. Anywhere else, that's a foul, but it's just because it's in the box. And then I think the most contentious thing for me, anyway, I can live with that not being a penalty. I just don't think it needs to be re-refereed by VAR, we're told that's not what VAR is for. It's not to like referee it again once the referee's made a decision. It's to catch the clear and obvious, that famous buzzword phrase that doesn't mean anything. It's to catch the clear and obvious mistake. And the giveaway in this one is it took them 8 minutes to decide that he needed to change his decision, because there were 9 minutes of added time at the end of the second half. If it takes that long, it's not fucking clear and obvious, is it? Clearly, obviously.
I do sort of agree with that, but then the other side of me goes, well, it's a penalty, so like it has a massive bearing on the game, so you need to try and get it right. But I do agree, like if you're looking at it from tiny detail, you're playing it back again, it's probably not right. On a totally related note, I was going to go completely off topic here, by the way. I've got a real soft spot for Brazilians who's got like English names.
Yeah, William,
Kevin. Remember Joe? He signed for City or something.
Yeah. All play for Shakhtar Donetsk as well. They come from there.
Yeah,
that's like an unwritten rule. You're Brazilian. You're called Fred, another one. You get an English name and you play for Shakhtar Donetsk in the Ukraine, and then you come to England.
Yeah, I feel like if you're a Brazilian and you don't have Enio on the end of your name, you're like, oh, no one's going to take me seriously.
Yeah, he needs to be like Kevinio or something, doesn't he?
Yeah, exactly. Well, look, a question for you then. So, top of the table now, you're 3 points clear of Man City in second place. You've only conceded 3 goals in 8 games, but City are stringing together a few results, and Haaland just looks incredible. My feeling is, if Man City don't win the league, and if Haaland stays in this form, and Man City don't win the league, I just cannot fathom how that happens. Are you worried about Man City now and the form Haaland's in?
I'm not worried about Man City. I'm worried about Haaland. So they've not been great. So they. I read a stat yesterday on Blue Sky. He's scored 67% of their goals this season, and the highest of any other player is like 50%. I think. Like he is by far and away. Without him, they're fucked. They're not playing great, but Haaland is just like unstoppable. He's almost nailed on for a goal. I think his XG per game per 90 this season is like 1.2 or something. XG. That's not goals. That's expected goals, which is usually under whatever you're going to score.
Yeah.
He's just like, I don't know. He doesn't need to be involved much. He'll just score. He's just going to score. You give him not even a sniff. If he makes 10 touches, he's probably going to score a goal.
Yeah, he's just phenomenal. And I just think, you need to You need to win the league in Haaland in
Yeah.
this form. Like, got 11
So
Premier League goals already.
I think the thing for me is he could, if he carries on this form and scores 50 league goals, City still need a little bit more. Like they need to keep clean sheets and win games that way, but they
Be
need
resilient.
that 10. Keep clean sheets. Come on, get organised. Yeah,
Flashbacks
they
to Tony
need.
Adams there.
Yeah, I need to find that video. They need another player who does sort of like 10 goals just to back him up a little bit and get them to, I don't know, 70, 80 league goals to win them the title. I think that could be Phil Foden. It could be Marmoush because he's out injured. So
Yeah.
there is a chance that someone else like hits form. And if that happens, then they can get, City have shown in the past, in January, they can get to that point where they just win and win and win and you can't stop them. So I think we need to keep winning. We need to stay ahead of them and hope like there's some sort of drop off to Haaland's form.
Yeah.
But if you're looking at squad against squad, I think ours is better equipped to win the league overall, all round.
I think most people would agree you probably have the best squad. I guess what's interesting is Man City seem to be going about their business quite quietly at the moment. Like no one, because of all the stuff's going on with Liverpool,
Yeah,
lots of win. It's
I
like
think those.
they're actually putting together a good run of form here.
Yeah, when they lost those 2 games back to back, didn't they? Brighton and Spurs early. Was it like second or third game in the league? So
Yeah.
everyone sort of almost went, yeah, look, they're not ready. Obviously, it's a rebuild season. But then they've just won like 5 on the bounce now, haven't they? I think that actually probably did them some favours because it like quietened everything down and they could just kind of get on with it. Yeah, it'll be interesting. You can never write if they've got Haaland and Guardiola, you can't write them off, can you?
Can't write them off. But there's no doubt you're in a great position now.
I believe, yes. I mean, it's been a pretty good start. Now.
It does feel like this could be the year, and I really hope I've jinxed it.
I am weirdly confident. Not confident is not the right word. I don't have the same fears I had last season because like we were going into games with like I could not see where we could buy a goal with like Raheem Sterling, 17-year-old Neri, Mikel Merino up front, and we were going into like massive games thinking, how the hell are we going to score a goal? Now it's like, okay, well, we've got Erdegaard's out for 6 weeks, and the entire fan base just like, that's a shame, but we've got Eze, we've got Moneri, a year older, a year more experienced. He's shown he can score goals at that age. Yeah. The same like worry is not there because we've got options and rotation options. Like Madueke, he started brilliantly, got injured for 2 months. Saka's back. So we've got backup for him. We've got backup on the left. We've got like 3-4 players you can have left wing. Yeah, the squad is resilient, as Tony Adams would say.
I'm just saying, watch your back, mate, because, Man United, we're only 6 points behind you. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, come on. Calm down.
One can dream. Let me live. I'm in the top 10. We're enjoying life. Back-to-back wins. It's great.
Getting dizzy up there.
Cool. Okay, well, I think that's enough of Arsenal. Talk about Arsenal all the time. They're having such a great time. Oh, yeah, you're amazing. I don't care.
Yeah, that'll do, yeah.
I think the big news that we should talk about was obviously Ange Postecoglou, the inevitable sacking.
Oh, that was on the ball, wasn't it?
What did you think?
I think if there's ever been like, sometimes when a manager gets sacked, like on the Monday,
yeah,
after a game where they lose, and it's like, was that was probably already agreed, wasn't it? I think this one probably was because it was 19 minutes or something after the full-time whistle. So they finished playing and the 3:00 kickoffs hadn't started yet. He'd been sacked. And the fans were singing, "You're getting sacked in the morning." It didn't last that long.
Well, what was really funny, because the camera kept, because Marinakis was in the crowd, obviously, as he always is. Camera kept panning to him. And then I think it was about 60th, 70th minute, it panned to his seat and it was empty. And it's
he's gone, man.
Yeah, it's like, okay.
He's on the phone to Sean Dyche.
Yeah. Dyche was like, yeah, no problem. Yeah. I'm just eating some gravel. I'll be there in a bit.
So when a manager loses his job, like all the pundits, obviously, understandably, they're like, oh yeah, it's never nice to see someone lose their job. Do you feel that way? Because do you feel pity for managers who get fired?
Not usually, but what I would say is like the culture now that we are now part of, social media culture, I think it makes it so impossible to be a manager.
Yeah.
It makes it not impossible. It makes it a lot harder to be a really good manager. In any scenario, Postecoglou probably should have been given more time, but you got to take into account all the context there. Like, he finished 17th for Tottenham last year. yes, he won the Europa League trophy, but he finished 17th for Tottenham. He's now taken over
Didn't
Nottingham
play anyone
Forest.
good.
Yeah, hasn't won a game in Nottingham Forest. They're now dangerous the relegation zone. So all the evidence suggests is that Ange can't do it in this league. He can win trophies. Like, I love the fact he always brings all that stuff up, and he can win trophies. But I think
He will
probably
dine
just
out
wasn't
on
going to
that
be
now,
fit.
won't he? Honestly, look at Spurs' run in the Europa League. I think the best team they played were Eintracht Frankfurt in the semi-finals, and that was it. Like everyone else was like Mordor and fucking never heard of them.
He massively
I won't get
prioritised
into
it
that.
as well.
Yeah,
So, but did you
and
see
finished
Andy's
17th.
monologue when he was in the press conference before
No, I
he got
haven't. I need to
sacked?
watch that. Yeah, I haven't seen it.
The big quote that came out of it was like, "The story always ends the same. Leave the trophy." Like, you've been sacked again, mate. It always ends the same. You get sacked.
Yeah. So the thing with Ange, I think the problem he has is it's not that he's not a good coach or a good like man manager, because he seems like if you're playing under him, it seems like he'd build like good relationships with players. But I think the problem he has is like he's got like his way of playing, and he'll set his team up and they play that way, and then give it. And the thing is with the Premier League, you give it like 8-10 games and everyone figures you out. Like managers aren't just on their own anymore; they've got pit crews of like 40 people. They've got analysts and data people and everything. Like they know how you play. They will work it out sooner or later. And his style, as soon as you work it out, which has happened, obviously, it happened at Spurs 18 months ago. As soon as that's worked out, he needs to come up with something else. But he is like, no, this is my way. This is how we play. It's just who I am, mate. And that was quite a good impression.
Do you know what? I was seriously impressed by that. I just thought he was in the
I
room.
thought Ange was here. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you also
Yeah.
do look
So
a
he's
bit like
like,
Sean Dyche, so maybe you could go in. You're
sure,
gonna,
I suppose,
you
yeah, I've
do
got a
look a
bit
bit
of
like Sean Dyche, bold and ginger beard. There
I'm
you
not
go.
sure that's a compliment, but
It's
okay.
definitely not.
Considering he's about probably like 30 years older than me, isn't he? Or 20 years older than me.
You've had a tough
Yeah, so I
paper out,
think
I think.
basically, yeah, I think basically, Ange's he's fallen victim to like his own method. I think he needs to have, especially this day and age, you've got to have like another way of playing. If something doesn't work, you've got to go to another plan. And at Forest, it was never going to work. It was never, because Marinakis wants wins now, and he's asking the Forest players, to go from Nuno counter-attacking, heavily out of possession, hitting him on the break with pace, to Ange dominating the ball, pressing high, like totally different styles. And oh, by the way, you've got to learn all that and you've got to do it now because we have to win every game now. Otherwise, I'm going to sack you in 39 days. And 14 of those days were international break.
Yeah.
It's nonsense. So, like, I feel for Ange in that. I think I think it's the owner's fault. I think he's a fucking idiot. I hate that guy, and I have no particular feeling towards Forest.
Forest fans
So I
love
have
him.
like an
Forest fans
irrational.
love the owner. They think he can
What
do no
is
wrong.
wrong with them? Why? He is a fucking muppet. And like they're in the relegation battle now because of him. 100% because of him. He's
Yeah,
employed
yeah.
this guy, given him 8 games, said, transform the entire club. Oh, you've not done it. It hasn't worked. Well, you're fired. Like, he's an idiot. Yeah, I feel for them. I feel for Ange a little bit. I think the reason why it wasn't going to work was like the writing was already on the wall, because he
Yeah.
doesn't change his style.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do need to watch that monologue though. I've not seen that yet. I want to watch that.
It's a great monologue. It's great. And I think that's probably a bit of his undoing as well, what he's like in the media. It's just, you're not going to get another job, mate, because they're just going to think you're going to talk so openly.
Yeah.
And it's going to be
I think
bad.
he could go to he could go to one of the leagues where it's like a bit of a one club league. So put him in. I don't know, he's not going to Bayern Munich, but put him in a league where there is one clear big club like at Celtic, and he'll just smash the league because they'll have the best players and they'll play his way and they're better than everyone else at doing it, so that he'll win. But in a league like the Premier League where anyone can beat anyone, it doesn't work, unfortunately.
Do you know what would be really funny now? He should go to Rangers. That would be so funny if he went to Rangers as a manager.
I wouldn't feel safe walking down the street if I was him.
I know. But he'd be like, come on then, mate. Let's fucking go. Be loving it. Okay. Any other business on Premier League this weekend?
I think that's about it, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I've got.
Okay, cool. Well, look, it's a short, sharp episode this week. So fans, Tom Cox, do not worry. We're back next week with a full episode. We all
Yeah.
can't wait to hear how much Mike has broken down. Is he still married by the end of it? We'll find out.
This might be the last pod.
Yeah, this
I
could
might
be
not
it.
make it back from Scotland.
Yeah, Scotland has him now. Okay, so last week we started our new game, our football prediction game. So for anybody who's not, who wasn't there, or didn't listen to last week, what me and Mike are doing is we are looking at both the Arsenal fixture and the United fixture, and we are predicting the score. Now, how the scoring works is if you get a fully correct score, then it's 3 points. If you get a correct result, it's 1 point. Obviously, if you get it wrong, no points. But if you get both results wrong, then it's a -1 point. There's a
Own goal.
big issue with that. So if we look at last week, so I predicted that United Liverpool would be 1-1, which I thought was quite positive at the time.
That was on for a while.
It was on for a while, wasn't it? A nearly perfect score. But Maguire ruined it for me. Love it.
I think you can live with that.
I can live with that. So no points for me on the United game. Mike, you said 3-1 Liverpool, I think.
I think I said 3-0.
You
But
said
I'll have
3-0.
3-1.
You said 3-0.
Mm.
You did say 3-0 because you
I
said
thought we were
3-1.
going to smash her.
Yeah, but you were totally wrong. So far,
Was.
we are very good pundits because we got both
Doing well.
of them wrong. Yeah.
I think, to be fair, who's predicting that? Who's predicting that result? Come on.
Yeah, exactly. So, but we got better. So I predicted Arsenal would win 2-1 against Fulham. You predicted they would win 3-1 against Fulham. Is that right? Yeah. So we both got the correct result. So it leaves us on 1 point each. So it's even Stevens as we start.
Neck and neck.
Neck and neck, nothing between us. Which brings us to next week's games. We're not doing Champions League, we are doing just Premier League. Okay. So our fixture, that's on the Sunday actually. So you'll be playing, which yours is a tough one. You've got Crystal Palace.
Palace at home.
Palace at home. That feels like a bit of a test.
Yeah, they're I actually watched it. I went to the Arsenal Palace League Cup game, the big one, last year. I think it was like 5th round of the League Cup. And Palace were excellent. Like they were winning at half time. I think we came back, we won 3-2, I think. But Palace were good value. And they've started this season like excellently. I'm kind of glad that unbeaten record they had, whether it was 18, 19 games, kind of glad that's gone. Yeah. But they did get the last minute equaliser against Bournemouth, didn't they? In that absolute barnstormer, 3-3 game. I think Palace will score, but because it's at home, I'm going to go with Arsenal winning. I haven't actually thought about what the result's going to be. I'm going to go 2-1. 2-1 Arsenal.
2-1 Arsenal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think it's a big test. I mean, everyone's, bigging up Crystal Palace, saying they're doing so well. They're on the same points as us, Look at this. Give us some credit.
What's their transfer budget compared to yours?
Don't know what you mean, mate. Didn't hear that you cut out then. I actually think Arsenal will struggle against Palace. I think Palace's defence will be pretty good. Even they just conceded 3 against Bournemouth.
Bournemouth are good, though. Bournemouth are good.
Yeah, they are good. They're in the top 4. I'm going to go for 1-1. I think you'll drop points against Palace. Palace always do well against the big teams. So I'm going to go 1-1.
They are a really good side under Glasner. But I'm back at home. I'm backing it. If it's away, I think 1-1's a good shout. But at home, I'm going to back us.
Man United. So we're at home to Brighton and Hove Albion at the 5:30 kickoff on Saturday. I'll take this one first because you predicted the last game first. So we won back-to-back Premier League games, which means we're probably going to lose on next one. And Danny Welbeck will come back to haunt us. I'm going to be positive. I'm going to feel like this is a turning point, beating Liverpool. We'll definitely concede. We seem to always concede. So I actually think 3-1 Man United.
Optimistic. It's a tough game to predict because Brighton are weird. They're a hard team to know which one of them is going to turn up. I think they're good in the big games, like you said about Palace. Brighton, they beat City away, didn't they, earlier in the season? They beat City at the Etihad.
They are 10th at the minute.
I think they're hit and miss, but I think they're good against the big teams, which means they'll be bad in this game because you're terrible. I'm going to go, I think there's going to be goals. I'm going to go 3-2 Brighton. I think it's going to be I think Brighton, they can, there's a lot of goals in their games. Are you going to score twice? Probably not. But I'll go 3-2 Brighton. I think it's going to be like a chaotic game.
Okay.
Pure 0-0.
Yeah, exactly. Well, this is interesting because in all of those games, we've gone for different results. So either way,
Yeah, that's true.
somebody's
Yeah,
going to be
somebody's going
leading.
ahead. Yeah,
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 somebody's going ahead, which makes it far more interesting rather than what.
yeah. That's good for the neutral.
Exactly. Okay, great. Well, look, that brings to an end a shorter Factor 50 football podcast. Thank you very much for listening. Like and subscribe, Tom Cox, if you haven't already. Ring that bell. That's the thing. Ring that
Gives
bell.
it 5 stars reviews on wherever we are. We're at
Wherever you
Spotify.
listen to your
Yeah,
podcast. Yeah. Just
yeah,
listen to us and
yeah.
watch us, have a good time.
Say
And
good
join
things.
us next
If you
week.
haven't got good things to say, don't say it. Sorry.
Yeah.
If you
Please
haven't
don't
got
do
anything good
business.
to say, don't say it. Yeah,
Yeah. We're very fragile human beings and we will cry.
I will cry. I'm on the verge of a breakdown anyway.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Join us next week where we find out is Mike still alive or is he lost in the Scottish wilderness?
Dun dun.
Thanks for listening, everyone.